Hello folks, it's Mike. I'm here in good old Brockley Station and I'm on my way to Paris. Megaran basically asked me to head down to Paris with him to go to a new gig that he's going to and didn't want to go alone, so he was like, hey, you want to come? So kind of a last minute thing, but I don't mind, it's going to be a fun little experience, I think. So today I thought I would talk to you about a few little things, a couple of things that annoy me. Firstly, get up in the morning, figured out I don't have a micro USB adapter, which is annoying. And two, the amount of prices for train fare, it's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie. It cost me £10 to basically pay for a train ticket today to get from, and it's a single ticket, to get from here to Gatwick Airport, which is where I need to go to. It's all good, it is what it is, but it's just the expenses keep piling up when it comes to stuff like this, and people are just like, yeah, well, it's life. Yeah, but the train service hasn't changed since the early 90s. They've got new lines put in and stuff, but the amount of ticket prices and ticket hikes that they're putting up is ridiculous. But anyway, regardless from that, I basically want to do a video today discussing like the arts, in a sense, and what I like and dislike about the arts, because I've been an actor for a decade, believe it or not. I've worked within the arts for a decade, at my Walter White hat there, and due to the fact that I've been a patron of the arts and I've worked within the arts for over a decade, I don't consider myself like the leading expert, but I consider myself as someone who understands it. Like all good things, if you're passionate about something, you will do everything you can to understand everything about it. You may not have a degree in that, but you may be someone who's very well educated in that field. Now, you have to excuse because the trains are going to go back and forth, so. In terms of the arts, a lot of debate and discussions going on, especially with Equity, who are, like, if you're in America, they're like the Screen Actors Guild, who are saying that, actors should be paid. And companies, rightly so, of course, if you're paying someone to do a job and they have the experience and education to do that job, they should be paid to do it. It's like getting someone who works as your accountant to do the accountant work for free, even though that guy's got himself like a fucking equivalent of an accounting degree. I don't know what it is, what it's called. But you get my drift. Now, the thing that kind of bugs me about the situation, the no-no, so to speak, just make sure that I've got everything. I'm going to go get my train. The no-no about the situation, which I tend to cite for the, in terms of the companies, is on their side, I tend to agree with them on the fact that a company has a certain budget, so they have a certain amount of money in regards to what you can and can't do. So if you want to be paid a good piece of scratch for the role that you've taken up for a few lines, then you have to understand that these companies only have a certain amount of budget to do that. So that includes promotion, that includes the actual production itself, you've got props, visual effects, special effects, you name it, depending on what the company needs to do, they have to pay everybody. Sometimes even the director themselves work for free. So I'm not really worried, I'm one of those guys who I tend to, if I'm doing acting work, I'll work for free as long as it's a good production and as long as I know that it's going to get some buzz around it. Now, the other issue is that some companies do take advantage of this. If you've got a very big budget, there is no way that you should be paying actors. You shouldn't be paying an actor. You shouldn't be paying, your team. You need to be paying everybody, even if it's a small amount, even if it's minimum wage. As long as you know that you've got enough to pay everyone, do it. Why are you hoarding money, and why are you taking money away from people who deserve to be paid to do what they do? Simple factoid here. And I've seen companies get away with this by, say, like if it's a music video, they get fans to do the video because it's free. So, we need a crowd, let's get fans so we don't have to pay extras. We need a dancer, let's get a fan, instead of actually paying a qualified dancer. It hinders your production, it makes things seem very amateurish, and it kills off everything that you're trying to put together. But companies still do it because they want to save a buck. Now, I always say this, do you really want to sacrifice quality just on the basis of saving a few pennies? No? Then don't do it. Now, going on to the final part of this, a lot of people say that, you know, working in the arts is a waste of time. You should get a real job. One, there's no such fucking thing as a real job anymore. Everything is 0-hour contracts. You're lucky to get work full time anywhere. I had an interview recently that clarifies that, on the fact that I was promised a 48-hour kind of, you know, full-time position. Turns out that's not the case. So I've got to work my butt off like more than is warrantably possible, but I'm going to try. But you've got to look at the things that you enjoy, and if you take away the things that you enjoy, then you might as well just lay down in bed and wait for, you know, sweet promise of death to come to you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not asking people to commit suicide, so please don't like put words in my mouth if you think that that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to explain on this whole situation is there's a good way to do things and there's a bad way to do things. And by sitting down and telling someone that what they believe in isn't real, then, you know, you might as well just put a knife in their heart, because you're destroying everything that it is. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've sacrificed a lot. You know, I'm a single father. I'm homeless. I have nothing in terms of assets apart from my equipment, which a lot of people have been telling me to sell. By doing that, that effectively leaves me useless. So I don't. You know, I edit myself. I taught myself how to do that. I film. I taught myself how to do that, you know, by working on sets and gaining the knowledge that I gained. I direct, again, self-taught, and I write, because I'm creative, and that's what creative people do. Now, in all intents and purposes, people have been telling me to just finish up and forget about it, and that it's fruitless, but in the end, I can't. I won't. One, because I'm stubborn as hell. And two, because it's my life. Without it, I'm useless. I've studied, I got my degree, I'm an actor, I'm a director, I'm a creative person. And I'm never going to give up based on what anybody else says, because I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, paid or unpaid. That's the sad thing about it. I love it that much. I was talking to my girlfriend recently and said, you know, I can't stop, and you do have to understand that this is going to be me forever. You know, I'm going to just keep trying and trying and trying to make sure that my career moves forward. And I think a lot of people need to like think of it that way. It's, you can't sit there and go from A to B and expect your life to be positive or normal. You can't expect to have the good things in life, like the expensive cars and the nice houses. All you can expect is to live life and love your life and love your passions. That's all I'm doing now. Maybe down, but not out. So, that's me. I'm done for the first half. This is part 1 of my video series. So I'll see you guys again at Gatwick Airport. I'll probably do another video there. So, love you all. Hope you're all well. And as always, guys, live your dreams. Bye-bye.